Yeah, and I think I'm gonna keep the story, continue the story last week. The love story, Lee and Mei, we call the weathered camellia. And so refresh everybody's memory. Last week, I'm talking about arriving Kunming and in the train station. I met May over there. So she took me to her home. And her mother, and original, they all from Shanghai. So she cooked the homemade food. So I feel like I just arrived home because that journey to Kunming from Shanghai by train is 4 days and 3 nights. And just we, there's no place to sleep. We just sit in the hard wooden bench and for that long. So finally arriving in Kunming. But May's father was a professor, also dean of the school. And then Cultural Revolution, Red Guard beat him to death. And so kicked them out the house. They used to have a house, two-story house. And now, and she and her mother live in the, used to be a corridor of the building in the lobby. And so it just two single bed there, so they cannot let me to sleep there. And so she told me, she said, I had to take you to Lee's home. And Lee's mother is work for the school as a cook, so it's like working class. So they didn't kick her out of the house. So she had a little old courtyard house, and maybe you can sleep over there. And she told me, and during that red guard, they went to her home and they took all the things away, and she kept a couple of pieces of furniture in Lee's place. And that time she was staying there too. And now Lee's in jail. And actually, it's not the government jail. It's like private detention house. So they kept him there. So he said that maybe you can stay there overnight, and also you can meet Lee's mother. And so actually, it's Lee's adopted mother. He said Lee was adopted. And anyway, I got there. It's a very old place, the house, no plumbing, everything. You had to go to far away to the public bathroom. And then the water they use is from a big old well. So to get the water out of there, so and to wash it, to drinking, cooking, everything. So anyway, and I said that, I supposed to leave on tomorrow morning, and they transfer us to the truck. There's no bus for us. For 6 days, 5 nights journey to the village near Burma border. So, and the truck we get on, we'll be sleeping at the night just underneath the truck. So that's what I supposed. I said I'm supposed to go tomorrow morning, and she said, I have a plan. I want you to meet to see Lee. I said, you think it's possible? She said, I manage that. Maybe you can see him before you go to the village. So I think about that. I said, well, I don't know how long they're going to keep him in the jail. So I said, yes, I want to see him. And so she arranged, she said, let's do something. He said that I cannot leave the mother and cannot take you there because we had to make up the story saying you are Lee's long-lost sister, because Lee was adopted, so that means his original family and sister wanted to see him, so they maybe will let you in. So, and I got there, the guy, actually just kind of joke. And the guy was asking me, but they speak a Yunnan dialogue. I speak Shanghai dialogue and also the Mandarin. So immediately, and they think I was lying. Not from his original family. And so they said, no. So they also asked, who are you? You tell who sent you here or something. So I was so scared, I immediately ran away. And so
India.
So Mei was waiting for me there, and so she said that it's so too bad you cannot meet him again in Kunming, but Li told me to entertain you, at least show you. And those places he talked about in the letter he wrote to you about the Yunnan, about the Kunming. So I say, well, I had to go. What I'm gonna do? He said, that I just found out, and after you left Shanghai and government, they sent a vice. What I call that time in the Shanghai government, all led by the Liberation Army, and so it's like an officer, vice commissar of the Shanghai the army, and so he was bring a bunch of people to checking on, and we arrived, and then also the Yunnan government was asking Shanghai government and to helping them to place, these 1,000 kids. So they just come in and say by fly here, say that. So they will say, I will take you there. You just say you will get sick. You had to take a couple of days in Kunming, and then when they're gonna go down there, so you just join them. Probably you don't have to take a truck because they at least have a bus, so you will join them to go there. So I think that was a good plan, but I was sad because I couldn't see Li. But the Mei said that she will do everything what Li was promised me. But time I was still young, I was very much interested in a place, and this exotic place. So I say, okay, just whatever you arrange, I do it. And so she arranged to take me to look at all those beautiful places, especially at the 1,000 years old Camellia tree, and in Kunming. That time in the March was a blossom. That's quite a thing, So, and then after that, they sent me back to looking for this group, the leaders group, and they will stay in the hotel. Of course, it's the best hotel in by called the Jie Lake in Kunming, and so I found it there. So they joined, and they say that they have this master fund is from in representing the working class from Shanghai. And so they were supervise and all the send-down kids. So I can join him up, and I say they're gonna take a bus to go down there. So I did and get there. So then back to their love story. So I left that probably a couple of years. Of course, I was in the village and working. And so, over there, it was basically not much communication, only you can write a letter. But the probably take, from Shanghai, it took about a month, the mail. And then from Kunming, probably in 2 weeks or something like that. And then so for 2 years, I think I only received a couple of letters, and from Mei, and I keep asking her about what's happened to Li, and she was talking about that, just less and less, and almost no information. So I don't know what's happening. So third year, and even though we have a very harsh labor, and also is no freedom to traveling, but I still think that the purpose of I wanted to go to Yunnan is to see the beautiful place and also exotic peoples. So I very much wanted to have a trip by myself and to look at those places. And of course, I had no money, but lots of and students, they all just hitchhike and those treks. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go, but how you can tell that you can take off, because we work every day. There's no vacation or anything else. That I had to wait some opportunity, maybe something for excuse, so I can go to Kunming. And somehow the opportunity arrived, and sooner than I think, because one of our students, and we went together, and she was sick, and didn't go to the village. She would stay in the, not the Kunming, but between Kunming and our place, which was a county seat in that little city. And so she left some furniture, those belongings, whatever, luggages, in the village. So she requested to send the things back. So we got the opportunity. So I think the village, the leaders, they agree and let me and another girl to send those, just carry those luggage to that person. And so we got a chance to go to Kunming. So when that was third year, when I arrived in Kunming, and I immediately tried to contact with Li and Mei. I still cannot contact with Li, but the Mei is there. And so she was kind of hesitated to meet me. So I know something was happening. And finally she agreed. She said that we have to meet outside somewhere, not in my home. I said, what's happened to your mom? And then she said, she's fine. She's still there. He said, but it's just not convenient to talk about the Li. And when my mom was there, he said that. So I said, what's happened to Li? He said that they still kept him there. He said that something I wanted to tell you. So, so I got finally meet him in the park. And at that place, I talk about this Camellia tree, the famous 1,000-year-old tree. And that time, I got there third year, also the March, so the Camellia is blossom. It's beautiful. So we went the same place. So 3 years ago, we met there, and then now again. And she told me very disturbing, and she was crying hard. She told me she had made the decision and broken, but with Li. She cannot marry him and cannot wait him anymore. So, it made me very sad because I like Li, I like Mei, and they both my bigger brother, sister, and so they both are my friend. So I really wish they can be together and married and have a happy endings. But it seems like it's not going to happen. So I asked Mei, I said, why you cannot wait? And because I know you love him very, very much. And but she just crying. She said that you're too young. I said, no, I'm not that young anymore. I said that I met you the first time I was 16. Now I'm 19 now. So I'm an adult now, and you can tell me everything. She just crying. She just crying. She didn't want to say anything. And so she said, I think about that. They said, I will tell you what's happening. So I think I'm going to stop in here. And maybe next week I continue.
Of course, you're going to stop right when I want to know what's going on.